Those who have attended a Divine Liturgy in the Armenian Church are aware that in the second half of the service, there is a portion before the distribution of Holy Communion, when we invite those who are present and who have prepared themselves to participate in the general confession. That is to say, a confessional that is read by all of the faithful who are present. Those who confess then are absolved by the celebrant and then may receive Holy Communion. However, that's not the only confession that takes place during the Divine Liturgy. At the very beginning of the Divine Liturgy, the priest offers a confession, and this is something that's worth taking note of. During the first portion of the Divine Liturgy, which is known as the preparation, which is a period of time where the celebrant in particular, but the congregation as a whole, are preparing themselves to begin the Divine Liturgy, which starts from when the priest is actually being vested privately in the vestry. It's during this time, after the initial procession where the celebrant and the altar servers come out of the vestry or from the entrance of the church, enter into the sanctuary, and then stand before the holy altar. Very shortly after they arrive, the priest offers his confession. During his confession, he says, "I confess before God and before the Holy Mother of God, and before all the saints and before you, fathers and brothers." And at this point, he turns around and faces the congregation, "all the sins that I have committed, for I have sinned in thought, word, and deed. And with all the sins that men can commit, I have sinned, I pray to you, ask of God forgiveness for me." I think it's a thought-provoking moment at the outset of the Divine Liturgy, when the priest turns to the congregation and he says, "I confess before you, fathers and brothers." In one sense, he's referring to the other clergy that may be present with him in the chancel at the front of the holy sanctuary, but he's also referring to the congregation that is present as well, and everybody saying, I am a sinner. We are all sinners. The priest, during the Divine Liturgy, he stands in this interim space where he represents to Christ the people, the congregation, and to the people, Christ. He stands there as this intermediary. And he does so, and should do so, knowing full well that he is an unworthy candidate to be in that position. But it's only because of God's mercy and because the fact that Christ has blessed and established this sacrament through his teachings, through the work of the apostles, and through his church. And so, humbly, he takes on this role. The confession is done as a confirmation and reaffirmation that the priest, too, of course, is a sinner, as are all men and women. Nevertheless, he takes up this role during the Divine Liturgy. This is a reminder for us that at no point during the celebration of the Divine Liturgy, whether on the part of the celebrant or the congregant, everybody who is present in that moment, that all should be filled with reverence and respect for the magnitude of what it is that they have the opportunity to experience by virtue of Christ's love.